Congratulations, son.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2014. And we'll get principal here at White Oak. And I would like to invite Ms. Michaela Lawson, ASB President, Ms. Morgan Pelton, Senior Class President, to the front of the Assembly Board.
Right in honor of the pledge. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Green Hook to the stage. And if I could get you to stand again, please, for the national anthem.
You got this, girl! Corey! Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare above thirsty air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? And at the freedom home of the brave.
Please be seated. For congratulations, I've heard you sing that many times over the last 4 years. Amazing job. I'd like to welcome members of our governing board and district leadership to our ceremony. Former trustee, Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Longmire. introduce. Assistant Superintendent Sears Perez. I'll do my best. I'm technologically challenged and I'm from a different era. Trustee Mr. Riccadillo. Trustee Ms. Amy Porter-Jansen. Mr. Ron Wolf. I believe I spoke his name when I wasn't audible. Superintendent Mr. Steve Tondo. Board Trustee Mr. Don Moody. Trustee Ms. Claudia Rossi. Trustee Mr. Bob Benevento. Trustee Ms. Shelley Thomas. Down here at ground level, and I'm going to ask them to come up, are two people with whom the school could not operate. The assistant principals, Ms. Nadia Brody and Ms. Natalie Giotto. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank two very key people on our staff and who are largely responsible for the ceremony today. My secretary, Ms. Tracy Shumey, and School Registrar, Mr. P. Hilton. Well, 2014, I will miss you. You have been an extraordinary group in a whole lot of ways. I really mean that, particularly your spirit and your character. And you led this school through an amazing year, and I thank you for that. You all know. That's that spirit I was mentioning. You all know I like to tell tales of the days of old. You've heard me say these many times. I'm here to tell you that today's the last one you will ever have to endure. Alright. So on the day of my high school graduation, my father pulled me aside and offered me this piece of advice. He said, "Lloyd," that's what he used to call me, along with some other things, depending on how I was behaving, "before you go out to change the world, have you learned how to clean up your room?" I didn't really understand what he meant, which was pretty much standard operations between my father and I in those days. And I replied, sarcastically, "Dad," that's what I used to call him, actually, "are you trying to tell me that those who accomplished wonderful and great things were only able to do so because they had clean rooms?" He gave me his now patented "where did I go wrong" look, and simply said yes. I didn't really give his words a second thought at that point. I also didn't clean up my room. I figured out some years later that what my dad was talking about was everyday life and the decisions that we all must make about the level of integrity and effort with which we would choose to live it. I've mentioned to you guys many times that success is built little by little every day, doing the things that may not be glamorous, earth-shattering, or even fun, but are the building blocks of your character, which in turn guides your actions and ultimately shapes your life. I think the following best sums it up. A quote by President Ronald Reagan. He wasn't around when you guys were, so bear with me. "The character that takes command in moments of crucial choices has already been determined by 1,000 other choices made earlier in seemingly unimportant moments. It has been determined all the little choices of years past, by all those times when the voice of conscience was at war with the voice of temptation, which was whispering the lie that it doesn't really matter. It has been determined by all the day-to-day decisions made when life seemed easy and crises seemed far away. The decisions that, piece by piece, bit by bit, developed habits of discipline or laziness, habits of self-sacrifice, or self-indulgent. Habits of duty, honor, and integrity, or dishonor and shame. Class 2014. You've never really struggled with your identity, and I commend you. These 4 years passed very quickly. You're transitioning from a world where your time and direction were determined for you to a world where you get to chart your own course. Where you are in 20 years will be determined by the path you choose and the daily effort you spend toward achieving your goals. I wish you all every success and happiness, and you will be sadly missed. My congratulations. I'd now like to welcome Superintendent Steve Thompson.
What a group. Thank you, Principal Webb. Thank you so much for preparing this, and thank you to the staff, all the great administrators, the clerical staff, facility staff, food service staff, custodial staff, certainly your teachers, everybody that has helped the students along the way. Thank you for what you've done for the graduates. I'm going to make a little change here because I'm not talking to you. I want to talk to the students. No offense, you get my best side out there.
Yeah, you do.
All right. It's a little challenging with the wind. So graduates, when you were born into this world, somewhere around 1997, somewhere, there were fewer than 6 billion people on this earth. Today, there are over 7 billion people alive in the world. That means in this very short life that you've had, so far, humanity has increased itself by over 1 billion people to our planet's population. You have a challenge. The challenge is that humanity will continue to grow, and in many ways the world will continue to shrink. It'll shrink in available natural resources, shrink in the numbers of animal species, shrink in open space, certainly. But on the upside, our world is shrinking also in distance, through new travel technology, shrinking in cost and time it takes to communicate as we advance technology and invention. We can now just be about anywhere in the world and relay a thought, a comment, even a picture in a split second to someone in another part of the world. You can Facebook. When you're older, that won't be a term anymore. You can Instagram, you can Twitter, you can Snapchat, and now you can even Vine. Are these innovations bringing people together in a shrinking world? Perhaps. Perhaps our ability to drop comments through wireless megabytes connects us when we otherwise might not communicate. Human relations, however, has been transformed into cyber relations. You are the generation that will determine how all these communication methods will shape our society. We use our human intelligence to conquer the natural conditions, natural barriers, and create easier lives for ourselves. As society becomes larger, as people compete for resources and space, you will see rapid change. Just before you were born, the first DVD was invented. Isn't it strange to think that your children will never use one? Back to the population. The planet's population growth trajectory shows that by the time you turn 30 years old, our population will grow yet by another 1 billion people. Yes, you heard it. In the year 2025, there will be another billion people living on this planet, more than the number today. Your generation will make many changes, especially in science. Certainly new medical procedures and ways to cure diseases will enable you to live longer. Will the world be better or worse with more people? Most of you have visited bigger cities than Morgan Hill, and certainly have noticed in those cities people tend to keep to themselves, ignore others. Generally, people are less friendly than they are in Morgan Hill. Could that be because the population is more dense than Morgan Hill, or because there's less of a natural environment? You are at a time in your life when you're choosing your future, and soon you will create a future for your children and later generations. You may end up staying here in Morgan Hill, relocating, or leaving and then coming back to Morgan Hill. Whatever your path, I challenge you to practice the ideals of working together. Work together rather than apart. Better yourself by giving to others. I challenge you to nurture the human element and our natural resources. Only you can bring the world together. Treat others in your environment with dignity and respect. And as for those shrinking resources, you will work together and build back the resources that my generation and those before me have greedily depleted. I propose to you that it's not the competition and conflict that will be a bright future. It has to be the personal and societal commitment with common interests so that the world will be a better place for you and those that follow you. And live up football rules. So, you are being handed the keys to our planet, to our society. Each of you is 1 in 7 billion right now, soon to be 1 in 8 billion. You and your generation can make the biggest difference. And from who I see in this graduating class, and I spent some time with you, class of 2014, there is no better group of adults that we could have take the wheel of our future. Congratulations.
I would now like to welcome Ms. Jocelyn Mendoza.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Jocelyn Mendoza. Tengo el honor y el placer de darles la más cordial bienvenida a los padres y familiares de los alumnos de la clase de 2014. Ustedes han cumplido una meta muy importante, apoyando a sus hijas o hijos en los años más cruciales de sus vidas. Recuerdo cuando era chica, tuve un proyecto y no lo hice hasta el día antes de que se tenía que entregar. Aunque me regañó mi mamá, cada 5 minutos ella se quedó despierta conmigo toda la noche, hasta que terminé mi proyecto. Son momentos como estos que nosotros como estudiantes no vamos a olvidar. Para los estudiantes es el inicio de un proceso largo y difícil, pero que va a culminar a una obtención de un título profesional. Nuestra escuela desea que los graduados tengan las mejores posibilidades para el cumplimiento de los objetivos que se han propuesto y contribuyen al bien común y la construcción de una mejor sociedad. En gran parte dependerá de nosotros aprovechar esta nueva etapa para nuestra realización profesional y para la formación integral como personas, lo que involucra el desarrollo de nuestra conciencia frente a la sociedad y en la que nos toca vivir. Además de lograr nuestra realización personal, debemos extender los beneficios alcanzados en conocimiento, valores y madurez como personas. Todos podemos aportar a estos objetivos. Los invito a participar activamente en nuestra nueva etapa que iniciamos en nuestra vida. Una forma de hacerlo es con disciplina en el estudio y el aprendizaje, siendo emprendedores y constantes en nuestros sueños y motivaciones. Les deseo perseverancia para enfrentar esta nueva etapa que comienza a vivir. Los motivo a superar los obstáculos con ánimo positivo y alegría. Y los insto a ser cada día mejores personas con la responsabilidad en los estudios y mejorando los problemas sociales que afectan a nuestro país. Como dijo César Chávez, sí se puede. Y hoy demostramos que sí se pudo. Gracias.
you very much, Jocelyn. And now I'd like to welcome Ms. Michaela Lawson, back to the flight, ASB President with Mr. Gaucho, ASB Vice President.
You guys all love sitting out here in the hot sun, so we made this speech as long as possible so you could enjoy the weather. Sound good? Good. So, thank you all for coming today to take part in the Live Oak Class of 2014 graduation ceremony. This is your Associate Student Body President, Michaela Lawson. And I am your Associate Student Body Vice President, Joshua Tote. Now, we're here today as a senior class together to not only celebrate the ending of senior year, but to celebrate the ending of 13 years of education. And we'd be kidding ourselves if we didn't realize that what really got us through all 13 years was our family and our friends, our support system. So we would like to thank our families for first and foremost putting up with us all these years and for sticking with us through the good times and the bad.
There's a lot more to come. You shouldn't clap quite yet. But also, on behalf of the class, I guess I didn't do that anyways. On behalf of the class of 2014, we would like to thank our city of Morgan Hill. With most of us being raised as small town kids, we really had the chance to get to know the whole community, kids and adults alike. We are such a tight-knit group of people, and it was not long before everyone knew about your accomplishments, and as we all know, our disappointments too. But all in all, one thing that the small town taught us is to care for each other, care about getting to know one another, and most importantly, supporting each other.
These past 4 years at Live Oak have been so memorable for us as a class. But now that we are getting out of Acornville, what are we actually going to remember from this place? We're going to remember the good memories and the bad memories. But for me, personally, the good memories far outweigh the bad memories. Like, there's a good memory happening right now, out in Fresno. Afari Langani is fighting for the Dakota State in track and field. And you see that energy that just came from them back there? That is what makes this class of 2014 such a special class. We support each other. And I cannot thank this class enough for all of the memories that I will take from it and cherish for the rest of my life. Thank you, class of 2014.
Well, class, the time has come. The time that we never thought would come. The time that got slower and slower the more that we thought about it. But here we finally are, graduating. But furthermore, we're separating. A lot of us are leaving this small town and are jumping into experiences that we didn't think we could. We are leaving our comfort zone of friends and family and this awesome group of people that we spent side by side with for the past 4 years. The bright sunshine is yet ahead of us, and it is finally our time to take those steps and jump in. Why are we so nervous and scared? Our life is just beginning.
So, this is the point in this speech where I'm supposed to give you guys 2 cents about what I think the future is going to look like. Well, to be honest, I don't even have 1 cent. I have no idea what the future is going to look like. If I did, I wouldn't be here. I'd be buying lottery tickets. Just saying. But all I know is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put one foot in front of the other, and through hard work and dedication, hopefully I'll get to where I want to go in life. And I wish the same on all you guys.
So class of 2014, don't be scared. Be inspired. Our class in particular has had the mentality of making the best of any situation. So as we go out to live our separate lives, that mentality should never change. So let's all go out, do great things, and conquer the world in the best of ways. No matter where you go, I want you all to remember where you came from and who's really here for you. Just always remember that quote that they would always tell us throughout school. United at the roots, we are all different branches of the same tree. So graduates, stay strong. Remember that when you put genuine effort into all aspects of your life and work hard, you deserve nothing but the best. So that is my hope for you, for us. Work hard, stay positive, stay humble, and most importantly, don't stop believing. We did it, guys!
Thank you, Josh and Michaela. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Ian Karen forward for our salutatory address.
Family and friends. Today is our last day together as a class, and I have been given the privilege to stand in front of you and deliver a speech. So today, I would like to do something silly. I am going to compare going through high school to growing up as a hippopotamus. Our subject of interest, the hippopotamus, or hippo, as commonly referred to, is not conceived as the hulking, hairless hero of the Congo that most would imagine. No! In its inception, the baby hippo is nothing like its final adult self. In fact, these newborn hippos are much more reminiscent of myself and my peers during our freshman year. The resemblance is almost uncanny. Their portly little bodies look like heaps of mashed potatoes with googly eyes attached, just like the freshmen. Now fast forward a year later, and our small baby hippo has undergone some very rapid growth. At this point, it has begun to socialize with other hippos, but it is still very dependent on its mommy. Like the sophomores, this young hippo does not venture out too much and prefers to stick to what it knows, shallow water. But it is getting stronger every day and quickly on the road to its beautiful and gargantuan adult hippo self. By the time our friendly neighborhood hippo is 2 years old, its growth is slowed and it is independent of its mother. This is a big step. The hippo is adventurous, far less fearful of the world around it. Like the juniors in high school, this young hippo has a rhythm going for itself, but it's not the biggest hippo in the pod. And living life isn't exactly easy. It still has to work hard to find a spot for itself to graze. But having made it this far, this adolescent hippo will not give up. It struggles through towards the world of maturation and adult hippohood. And finally, at the age of 5 years, our hippopotamus has blossomed into a fully matured, gargantuan beast. It is no longer afraid of strutting itself around the other hippos, in the same way that seniors aren't afraid to to be who they are. It enjoys relaxing and rolling its 2-ton body in the water, just like the seniors enjoy lazing at the beach. And guess what? The hippo is so cool and unique, it even sweats out its own acid, named after itself. Hippos do drink acid! This hippo-exclusive compound serves a dual purpose. It prevents bacteria from growing on the hippo, and it keeps the hippo from burning like a raisin. But even with this fantastic layer of protection, the hippo must return to the water every 10 hours or so. In the same way that seniors need to sleep every 10 hours or so. And most importantly, at its final stage, the hippopotamus is an apex predator! It's a grazer. It likes to eat the grass. But it is so freaking big that nobody messes with it, even in Africa. In class of 2014, I think we all know what the predators in Africa look like. And so, class, as a class that has already done so much for me, I have one final request for you. I am asking all of you today to be a hippopotamus with me! I am asking you to be larger than life, so nobody can knock you down. I am telling you to remember how far you have come from your days as a heap of mashed potatoes. And remember the time you spent at Live Oak growing and learning. And finally, do not forget that today we are all hippopotamus! And bulging underneath the weight of our own potential. The world is ours, and today, like every day, is the first day of the rest of our lives. Stay clapping.
Thank you, Ian. And now for our valedictory bearers, Mr. James Everett.
Give me your brain!
Hello, friends and family of class of 2014, and hello especially to the class of 2014. I'm going to be speaking mostly to you today. This is our graduation and our commencement, and in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to talk about both. High school graduation is special. A little bit because it only happens once, and a little bit because we've been in school 13 years to get here. But more than anything else, high school graduation is special because this is one of the days in our lives where we're allowed to look back on our 17 or 18 short years of existence and realize that we have accomplished something truly spectacular. Today, I am proud to say that we aren't just finished with high school. We are beasts! All of you have done high school like a boss, and all of you are hippos. Maybe you were too caught up in high school to notice what's been happening for the last 4 years. Do you remember taking the STAR test? No! You didn't just take the STAR test, you burned it to the ground. That answer sheet begged for mercy while we ruthlessly bubbled correct answer after correct answer with uncanny accuracy. Have we ever bought food from the lunch lines? No! We were Acorn Warriors. We had battled with a horde of raving lunatics on the daily just to claim that $3 feast that we craved so desperately. Some of us were on the swim team, but not just on the swim team. Genetically, they were 50% dolphin. If you haven't realized yet, the high school experience that you remember today is the high school experience that you were stuck remembering over and over again for the rest of your life. You will never get another one. Not even if Ian, Karen, and I used hipposucric acid to invent time travel. So be proud of every minute that you spent at Live Oak. Remember each of them larger than life, even larger than hippos. Because our mascot's yellow acorn costume is bigger, hotter, and heavier than hippo anyway. Today is also a commencement, which means that something is starting. You are starting! Today is the day that you don't have to waste your Acorn Warrior skills on high school. You can use them to do anything. Literally anything! So many things, in fact, that it's easy to get lost and do nothing at all. I would know, because for the first 3 years of high school, I thought of all the places I could go in life, and each time I ended up terrified that I would pick the wrong one. So terrified that I never picked one at all. So when Ian Karen asked me just a few months ago what my dream was, I told him that I didn't have one. He then hit me across the face and told me that I wanted to build the Iron Man suit. And that was really all it took. I have a dream. Mind you, it's not the Iron Man suit, that's Ian's dream. But one blow and a simple command were enough to remind me that you can dream anything. It doesn't have to be the best thing you could ever possibly think of. It doesn't have to be reasonable. And I don't even think it really has to be possible. It just has to be yours. So pick a dream right now and start on it. Because if you don't, you might never start at all. Class of 2014. Today, we are Acorns. And tomorrow, we will all live life like the test-crushing, mob-fighting, half-dolphin, half-hippo Acorn Warriors that each of you has been for the last 4 years. Thank you, congratulations, and for the last time, go Knights!
James. And now for the presentation of the class here, Ms. Morgan Pelton, Ms. Ashley Robinson, and Ms. Christine Watson.
Hello, friends, family, teachers, administration, fellow graduates. It is an honor to be speaking in front of you today as your senior class president. Now, I don't really know how to, give a speech after those guys, but I'll do my best. Over 12 years ago, Barbie lunchbox in hand, I started my education here at Live Oak Preschool. By now, the preschool has closed its doors and has been renovated into the cooking classroom. I have made quite the circle. I started my public school education here at Live Oak, and now I'm ending it here as well. Just as the preschool turned into a cooking classroom, we are all about to go under a renovation of our own. For the parents out there, this might be a little more literal, because we all know you've been waiting 18 years to turn our bedrooms back into a gym or a home office. For the students sitting behind me, this renovation will be much more significant and meaningful. We have the ability to leave things behind, take things with us, and upgrade things in our life we are currently unhappy with. Once we leave this ceremony, we're done with government-mandated schooling. We have persevered through many interesting things during this time, and it has made us into the people we are today. Yet we have a choice. We can choose to forget the time we asked people to the dance that rejected us, or the time when we accidentally sat on the teacher's table on the first day of freshman year. Or we can choose to remember those times and laugh. We can believe in our flaws and realize they make us who we are, or we can feel insecure at the mistakes we have made. We can choose to stay close with our friends, or we can choose to let them go and make new ones. We can remember our first rally, the rally when you realized no matter what, the senior would win every game, every time. Our first football game, first dance, first dead week, and all the memories we have the choice to hang on to. We as a class have embraced change. Holding graduation on the baseball field is different. Senior week was different, the panoramic picture was different. Yet, these changes made us seem felt bad. However, they were really just a test to see if we were ready for the real world. These changes have given our class an opportunity to band together, ride out the adversity, and come together. This is something to truly be proud of. Live Oak has taught us to stand together in the face of controversy, opening our eyes to the struggles others face. It is this opportunity that has made us better people, more welcoming and understanding people. Over the years, you can choose to forget the unit circle or the periodic table, but the friendships and memories you have here will never leave you because they are you. The time you spend here as an Acorn will forever be a part of the way you act and the way you see the world, and this is an opportunity I am grateful for. Go out and believe. Believe in the goodness in people, believe in yourself wholeheartedly. Follow your dreams no matter how crazy they seem. Live your life to the fullest and leave nothing to regret in the end. We will now present the class of 2014's gift to the school.
Hi, I'm Ashley Robertson, Senior Class Vice President. And I'm Christine Watson, Senior Class Secretary and Treasurer. And we have the honor of presenting our year's Senior Class gift. This year, as a class, we have decided to help fund a new scoreboard for the football field. In years to come, when we return to our home field, we will be able to look up at the scoreboard and know we left our mark on this town. With the purchase of a new scoreboard, the senior class of 2014 has helped with the beautification of Richard Field, strengthening the pride we Acorns have in our school.
Thank you, Morgan, Ashley, and Christine. And now for the moment that you've been waiting for.